What makes me challenged is the perception still that Indonesia is hard to do business. Indonesia is a risky place to do business. Now, investment carries risk, but I think the challenge for leaders is to understand risk, but to be really, really clear about purpose and objective. Well, it's very nice of people to say I'm one of the architects. I think there are many architects other than me, beginning with IA-CEPA, but it is the moment. It's a moment when Indonesia is undergoing great transformation, great growth, and it's a time when the world is very uncertain. And so this is the time when we deal with our closest neighbour, our closest partner, we capitalise on that relationship, we build particularly the investment pipeline coming from Australia, we build our human capital and our capability, benefit both of our economies and both of our societies. Well, what keeps me awake at night is that the world is very uncertain. It's a very volatile world, but we have this great relationship between Australia and Indonesia. We have a very highly structured trading agreement in our IA-CEPA, our cooperation agreement, and that's a platform we can build on. What makes me challenged is the perception still that Indonesia is hard to do business. Indonesia is a risky place to do business. If I look around the world and I think about the other places where there's tremendous risk, Indonesia looks like a very stable place to do business, a very predictable environment, not without its complexities. My job and what I'm motivated by is I see the growth potential here. I see what that will mean for Australian companies, what that will mean for Australia's economy. I see what that will mean for Indonesia's economy, what that will mean for Indonesia's people in better living standards. And I'm just going to work harder and harder and harder to change that perception, but also where there are problems, to fix them. And where there are complexities, to fix them, so that we can actually go forward as two nations with strong economic ties, strong cultural ties, strong strategic ties, and actually better all of our people as a result of that collaboration. Everything has risk. IA-CEPA, I think the review that we're doing now needs to focus on more investment. I think a lot of work's been done on trade and making sure trade is liberalised, and trade has gone up 3 since IA-CEPA. Now we focus on investment. Now, investment carries risk, but I think the challenge for leaders is to understand risk, but to be really, really clear about purpose and objective. The best way of managing risk is to understand exactly what you want to do, why you want to do it, how are you going to do this, who are you going to work with, and then understand the risk environment that comes with that. I see a lot of people get into trouble because they haven't asked those fundamental questions about purpose, about objective, about who they're going to work with, and that's the best way of managing risk. But leaders have to take risks. Leaders have to push things forward. You cannot get things to happen if you're not willing to take risk, and if you're not willing to have a big ambition to actually drive a much, much stronger investment and economic relationship between our two countries. And you've got to will be the prize is a stronger Indonesia and the prize is a stronger Australia.